Let's welcome Kathy Holly and Spotlight.
Hi everybody. You just heard the wonderful Shota Osabi actually backing me on synthesizer, which sounded like an accordion, and he's going to be at the American Legion Club with me on June 9th, which is coming up, the American Legion in Princeton. And I have some wonderful guests here who are local, Stan Erhart and Steve Evans, bass player, and Stan is a wonderful guitarist and singer. And then on my right, I have Merle and Larry, good friends who work on the cruise ships, and I want to talk to them. They sing, and they're very happy. They're a wonderful couple. I call them Merle and Larry. We don't need your last names, right?
No.
No, okay. Well, I'm going to start, though, with Stan Erhart and also Steve Evans, who I first saw and loved at the American Legion in Princeton. Was such a great evening. It was so much fun. I think the first time I saw you, Stan, was on your Sunday night jam session, which was great fun.
Not too long ago.
That's really great. And what style of music are you doing? I know down there it's dance music, right?
Well, we're actually trying not to get tied down to one particular style. We so we blues and rock, R&B, a little bit of what I call soul jazz. Herbie Hancock kind of stuff.
All
jazz.
styles. And you're so generous. People come and sit in, and I hear great music there.
Yeah, we're really lucky. We have some great. The Legion is really nice to everybody, so people like going out there and hanging out, and they're real supportive of all the music. So we get some really good players coming by. And
you do. Wonderful players, including Steve Evans, who I know you work with. But I mean, it's great to to see the. We call it work. People don't understand. Music is work, but it's great. We're very fortunate to be in this business. But Stan, where are you from originally?
I originally grew up in the Kansas City area on a little farm just south of Kansas City. It's actually, if anybody knows Kansas City, Overland Park is a huge suburb, and that where I grew up got engulfed, kind of swallowed up by Overland Park. But I grew up in that area. My folks they grew up in southern Kansas. They were both farm families. My dad had 12 siblings or 11 siblings. There's like 14 people in his family.
I didn't know that.
That's a wow.
Yeah, and Mom had almost as many. There are pictures of their families, like they just spread out over the whole yard when they take these big family pictures.
And what about you? You came from a small family then?
I had 3 brothers, 4.
Oh, that's quite a, listen, that's a big family. But how in the world did you get from the farm to music? I mean, this is, of course, the 21st century now, but what happened? Did you just get interested in school? Or?
Well, I started taking lessons early. My folks are really good about it. They encourage us to do everything. They encourage us to, for a farm family especially, because a lot of farm families don't believe in college and that kind of stuff, but they encourage us to go to college. They wanted us to take lessons if we wanted to. My brother said, I was the youngest, so I inherited a baritone horn from my brother. I wanted to play trumpet, but we already had a baritone horn, so that became my instrument. And then, after high school, I wanted to be in a rock and roll band, and you can't do that with a baritone horn. So
that was the end of that. Right?
Yeah, I had already gone through a Mel Bay book with some books with guitar.
Oh, I've got that book. It's a great book.
Yeah,
a lot of guitar chords.
Yeah, and anyway, so I was always interested in the guitar, so I ended up getting into flute and saxophone and guitar, and going to getting a music ed degree in Michigan.
Good, wonderful.
I don't know that either. Learn more stuff about him than I
know.
had a clue.
He can teach us all. I mean, it's great. You went on to school and you actually got the degree.
Yeah, I could have been a high school teacher and be barraged with all those kids. Not to put down high school.
No.
They have a tough job, and I give lessons now, and most of my students are in high school band or junior high band and stuff like that. And I think it's
great.
It's nice when they still have it.
And you can still use your craft, and you still perform. That's the wonderful part, because I've taught voice and classroom music, and then I'm able to perform, and I really love doing both. Both are very rewarding. But you also write songs, which is wonderful too. You're so talented. I mean, you can do everything. That's great. So you work, I know, at the American Legion and a couple of other places.
Well, Johnny Foley's Irish House every Tuesday night. We've been doing that for 5 or 6 years now. We do.
That's a great place in
In
the city of
SF,
San
right.
Francisco. Yeah, I know it well.
Yeah.
I mean, I
and the
haven't
reason,
been down to see you. I'll have to come down sometime.
Yes, do that. Yeah, it was really fun last night. We had a really good night down there. We got a
Since
$100
Irish.
tip in the bar.
Really? You got
Then Franklin
$100.
showed up, you know. And,
That was because I wasn't on the gig.
Darn it, Steve, you were
I
working
know.
somewhere else. Isn't that always the way? So what about Steve? Steve.
What
Hi,
about me?
Steve.
Hi, Kathy.
Where were you raised?
I was born in San Francisco.
Just like me. You're
Oh,
a
you were?
native. Oh, yes. I'm a
Mount
native
Zion
San
Hospital.
Francisco. Mine was different, but that's okay. We didn't meet until the music biz. And they didn't, confuse the babies. That's good. But maybe not, because you're a fabulous bass player, and you
Well,
seem to
thank
be
you.
working all the time, which is great.
Yeah, I guess there aren't enough bass players around, luckily, so I picked the right instrument to work.
Oh, you really have. I love your style. And you
Thank
work
you.
at the sorry, not the cruising club. That's another place
Many times I
belong.
worked there. In
That's right, you
Sausalito?
did. Yes, at Sausalito. I'm a member of it.
Oh, you are? I haven't seen
I'm a
you
member
there.
of it, but I haven't been there when you've been with whatever band.
Couple of
well,
different
Stan
bands.
used to work there too.
Yeah,
I
and he-
know.
you know,
We did it once, didn't we?
yeah, we did
Yeah.
We've done
2
it
or
once
3 days. Yeah,
twice.
he plays
Right,
with Craig
yeah.
Caffel at the cruising club.
Oh,
and-
sure.
Maria
Oh, I know
Dart's
Craig.
guitar
yeah.
player, Craig
Yeah.
Caffel, yeah.
Yeah, because he has property in Mexico where I'm going to do a show, San
Right,
Miguel
that's
de
right.
Allende.
Oh,
Oh
that sounds
yeah,
fun.
this is really kind of fun, small world. But you've been playing the bass for a while, right?
Quite a while.
And you've
About
traveled on
40.
the road.
Yeah, a
with
lot on the road everywhere.
Really.
I've been
and,
blessed, lucky, whatever you call it, yeah.
And where are some of the places you worked?
Many
Tahoe.
countries in Europe, Brazil, Argentina, Japan, Australia, all the states except Alaska, and I think I'm going to get up there later this year, I hope.
Well, great.
I
on
want
a
to hit
ship?
my last state, you know.
Yeah. Sure, on a boat, on a cruise.
I'm not sure yet if we fly and play or if it'd be on a cruise up there, I'm not
Well,
sure.
now, who did you go to Europe with? Was it a tour?
Many
With-
different people.
Really?
Chris Kane still goes. Chris Kane's one of the best blues jazz guitar players in the country, and I play regularly with him when I'm not doing these other local gigs with great people like Stan.
Exactly.
Chris is
And,
great.
and I used to play with this guy, Coco Montoya, who tours a lot. And who else did I play with? Oh, Elvin Bishop, I've done a lot of gigs
Yeah,
with.
Elvin
Some really good.
Bishop.
Ray Manzarek of The Doors. I miss him
love
terribly.
The Doors. I
Roy
love-
Rogers, great slide guitar player for years.
Oh, really?
Lot of-
Not
lot
to
of
be
good people.
confused with the other Roy
Yeah.
Rogers in
No,
movies.
no.
I know, well, names.
Which he often is, actually.
Well, it's just so great that you're into blues, and it's such a wonderful genre of music. You know, I don't hear a lot of blues unless I go down to hear you guys. I love it. Where do you work in the city then, Steve, with Chris?
Everywhere. We have a steady gig at Biscuits and Blues every Tuesday
Oh,
night where we have a
yes. Oh,
special
great.
guest that comes in and plays. And then we play there on weekends occasionally. Different, there are different
Yeah.
clubs that people will have you, and sometimes they're just a one-off, sometimes they're steady gigs.
That's right. For those in television land, we have to explain,
Oh,
casuals, one-nighters, or sometimes steady gigs. And so what we're going to be doing, I mean, Stan and Steve play everywhere, so we're going to put up the steadies. By the way, I just happened to have seen something on YouTube, Steve, of you
Yeah.
doing a bass solo with a band that was at Lake Tahoe. It was the
Pete Charles?
Pete Charles.
You're
I
talking
wanted to
about
say
20
Charles
years
Pete.
ago.
Well, it was
Oh
the
my God.
greatest solo. Okay, I would love us to see it and to show everybody out there this solo. I was
Stan,
blown
help.
away by it. All right. So
Okay.
let's have everybody watch the video from YouTube. And this may have been 20 years ago. As far as I'm concerned, it could have been yesterday. It's a great bass solo, and I don't hear many bass solos that.
Same bass, different person.
Oh, it is the same bass.
Well, I don't know. How are your fingers after that?
They were fine. I'll tell you what I like about that video a lot.
What?
The hat.
The hat. The hat's great. Yeah, the hat is great.
about
But
it.
your fingers were moving so fast. Well, look at you two. You're all set up to do something live. This is great. All right, but first tell me what you're going to play together. Stan, what are you
We're
gonna
going to do Let Me Down Easy. It's number 7 on that CD that you have.
Okay, I'll show everybody after with the solo. And did you write this about losing somebody?
I wrote this at the end of one of my longest relationships when I was married.
Wow, Let Me Down Easy. Maybe that could apply to any relationship. I might want a copy of this, Stan.
Okay.
Hopefully not too soon. All right, so here we are.
yours.
Here we are, everybody. Wonderful original song from Stan Erhart. Let Me Down Easy. Steve
right.
and Stan.
Let me down easy, never let go. I don't wanna feel so bad. I don't wanna know. Let me down easy, never let go. Let me down easy. Never look back. I can't help thinking how we jumped the track. Let me down easy. Never look back. Let me down easy. Never let go. I don't wanna feel so bad. I don't wanna know. Let me down easy. Never let go. Our love was different. We used to say, filled with pleasure, filled with play. Let me down easy and never let go. I don't wanna feel so bad. I don't wanna know. Let me down easy. Never let go.
Yeah, I want to come and hear you again. I'm planning to come on Sunday night. I don't know whether. And I love sitting in. You guys are great. I love it. There's something about the bass that gives it that bottom too that we need. And the thing is, you don't just do boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, Steve, ba-boom, ba-boom. I don't fall asleep when you play the bass. But it's true.
Glad
I
somebody
mean,
doesn't. Good.
hopefully nobody plays like that, but you really have a unique style. And
Now I agree with you. Hopefully.
And
Yeah.
Stan, you are really wonderful with songwriting. I think it's
Oh, thanks.
fantastic.
Nice
How many
song.
songs have you written?
I don't know. I don't know, 30 or 40 probably. I mean, I have like lyrics from way back. I just have pages and pages of lyrics, but it's not real often they actually turn into real songs.
Well, now I have to get to the nitty gritty and hold up one CD that
Yes.
you brought. It's called Missing You. I'm going to hold it up. We can get a close up on this. It would be great because you have several songs on this CD, including Let Me
Yeah,
Down
there's 7 originals
Easy.
on there and 6 covers.
Wow, that's great. By the way,
13.
everybody, if you know what covers are not what you think, maybe. It's not a blanket. It means that they are songs. Well, you know, some people don't know what we go in
Yeah.
through here. It's called a song that is very popular, has become popular, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that everybody knows. It's a song that someone else wrote. I guess that's the way. Anyway, this is wonderful. Missing You. How many CDs do you have?
Well, actually, I
more?
have quite a few.
I thought so. I looked
yeah.
at your website.
Yeah.
You have a lot. Well, you can buy them on.
Erhart.net. They can go there, or they can go to iTunes or Amazon. You can find it anywhere. Just
Okay.
Google my name and they'll pop up.
And we will be showing your name and everything on the screen, so people will be able to do that and go
it's-
to your website. Yeah, I was really impressed with your website. It's fantastic.
There's people doing free downloads all over the world of that CD.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
I get the notices all the time if somebody else has got it up for free somewhere.
Oh no, I have a CD too, and it's CD Baby and iTunes and all that, but I don't know if they're downloading for free. But now, Steve, you don't have a website.
I don't.
Why? Is there any reason why not?
Laziness.
Okay, lazy's good.
Well, I'm playing all the time. I mean, most people know me, and I get called by word of mouth, you know, and
Yeah.
so luckily
Well,
it's been okay for a lot of years.
it's
so
great.
Hope it stays like that.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope we can work together sometime,
That'd be
all of
great.
us, both of us,
That'd be
because
great.
I love it. I love it. I do mainly, you know, kind of cabaret stuff.
Love
you know,
jazz.
but
Love
you know
jazz,
what?
too.
Jazz, but I can do blues. Yeah, I'll
Sure,
work
yeah.
on that because I love blues because I play rhythm guitar. Oh, okay, enough about you guys now. Let's talk about me. Oh, let's talk about Merle and Larry.
put my guitar
Merle
in.
and Larry, my good friends who are here, the happiest couple I know on the face of the earth.
Thank you.
Now
Thank
tell
you.
me about you
minute.
two
So you wanna keep it?
performing because you got started. When did you get started performing?
Probably when I was born, you know, open your
When you-
mouth and start.
But you have a background. Oh, and Larry does too. I want to get to Larry, but the one that really
Let's
caught my
listen to
attention,
Merle first.
woman, lady DJ.
Yes, that's true. And when you were talking about the blues, that just was right up my alley because I worked for Leonard Chess of Chess Records. And yeah.
Now we all want to
Holy
know you
cow.
better right away.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
I don't think Leonard's around
Darn
anymore,
it.
no. But he used to have, you know, he recorded Etta James, Howling Wolf, Ramsey Lewis, Oscar Brown Jr. and
Gosh, all these people.
And I didn't get the opportunity to meet them all, but I met a lot of them. And this was in the old days. They wanted to give me an engineer certificate because they had these huge machines, reel to reel in the back, where you
Yes.
would queue up all the songs. And I'd get on the air, and I was on the air for 8 hours
Oh,
a
my
day. You know, that's how it was
gosh.
in those days. And my name
Merle.
was
Yeah, what was
Halava.
Halava.
Tune me in for a tasty treat. Where? At WSDM, smack dab in the middle of your radio dial. So
I
that
think you should do this again and come up with another name, and we'll all go on with you. We'll do DJing.
Yeah, right. It was
Forget
fun.
it. I mean, you know, this live stuff. No, that's
It-
great.
It was great in the old days. We had a good time.
Now, where was it?
It was in Chicago, and WVON AM, with the biggest African American station, was our AM affiliate. So I used to run between the two offices because I do everything. Plus, being a DJ, you'd give the news from Associated Press, or I'd get on the radio. They gave me a gold Mustang, and I got on the radio twice a
Is that a
day.
horse or a car?
Oh, I would have loved a horse, but I got a car.
That was a gold,
Mustang.
and I had a little old Volkswagen. Boy, was I in the wrong career.
All I had to do was get on the radio and say, you know, it was for J. Walter Thompson that I was doing
yes,
this
yes,
too.
yes, yes.
I was feeling so blue the other day, just so sad, you know. And I got into my bucket seats of this gold Mustang, and I drove to the corner, and the light was red, and people smiled at me, and I smiled back at them and waved. And you know what? You can feel good too. Just go down to your Ford Motor Company, ask to test drive, and tell them I said.
Okay, well, you know what?
What?
Before we go on any further, I want to see the video because you and Larry sing together,
Oh, yeah.
and we happen to have a great video clip. It's got a lot of still shots.
Yes.
But it's from your CD
That's
that
right.
you have. And first, we'll watch the video from YouTube, and it's a short one. But you're performing on a cruise ship. I
Yes,
know.
I think the video was shot on Princess, if I remember correctly.
Fantastic, which you do work on quite a bit. You work on ships
We
quite a
were-
bit, and I
we-
want to talk about that
Yeah.
as soon as we get back from the video clip on
Okay.
YouTube. So
All
that's
right.
we're ready for that anytime. Anybody
right,
in the
here we
back
go.
is ready for that.
right.
It's kind of exciting because you two are married and you work together.
And we sing at home
And we're still married.
all the
Showbiz didn't ruin the marriage.
Not yet.
Yay, that's
Oh, yeah.
wonderful. Well, I also worked with my first husband. He was a drummer, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And he mainly sang a little bit, and
Yeah.
I did most of the singing. But I hope we get to see that YouTube clip. There may be a little adjustment here with the time.
seems we stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or what.
The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore. The smile you are smiling, you were smiling then,
But I can't remember where or what.
some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. And so it seems that we have met before and loved before,
I've loved before.
but who knows where or when.
I loved it.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. You
Thank
know,
you very
you've sold me. It's wonderful that you can do this and enjoy life and travel
And still
all this.
speak to each
and still
other.
speak to each other. That's what I meant. And
Most
I,
of the time.
Well, I do have your CD, by the way. I just happen to have a copy of your CD. I'd like to hold it up so everybody can see it at home. Here we go. It's called Love and Laughter. I love it in laughter. That's wonderful. I mean, and how did you get started, Larry, singing? When you met Merle?
Well, I got started singing when my second grade teacher decided I could sing and put me in the chorus.
And where was the
And
second grade teacher? Back east, out here?
No, that was in El Cerrito, which is,
I know it. Yes,
very close
the
to
East
here.
Bay. Now, when did you two meet? And how did this romance suddenly take fire?
He had the best wine collection, according to one of my girlfriends in the world, who was dating someone who worked for him. So I just had to go in and say hi, and I never said goodbye.
That's wonderful. So it was love at first sight?
Bite?
There's such
It was
a thing,
great.
first bite or first
At
sight?
first
First
bite.
sight.
First
We were
bite.
busy, but we liked each other a lot, and we stayed together.
Well, I think it's great.
I think, you know, that the
We had a
beginning,
daughter
right?
Oh,
who is living in New York right now, and we now have a grandson in New York.
is
which I
that
have
why
to
you're
mention.
always in New York?
Yeah, we travel back and
that
forth.
Isn't that
is one of the
exciting, though? That's
reasons-
wonderful.
The main reason that we're in. We have a little apartment just below theirs
That's
that
so
we happened to
perfect.
get from their landlord that liked us.
That's
So,
fantastic. But you're going to keep singing. You're going to keep
yeah,
singing, right?
we're looking
well, yeah,
at
it won't last forever. But it's
producing
nice
a couple
now.
of records now. We're doing,
Oh.
we like to do cover combinations. And so we
Wow.
put together one
Great
song
idea.
like we're putting together, if we have an argument, I Hate Men from
Oh, perfect. Yeah, all
along
these show
with,
tunes.
with Nicole, along with Why Can't a Woman Be More Like a Man?
And great. Or
And-
I Can Do Anything You Can Do Better.
Exactly, we just
That's
throw that one in.
Throw that one in.
And so we're going to be
then-
releasing some singles.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're doing a lot back there.
Yeah, right.
I
We're-
better come back and see you
Oh,
back
you
there
come
and
back
make
and
sure
stay
that,
with us
you
would
know,
be so fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? I would go right to Manhattan and just book a show at Don't Tell Mamas.
Don't Tell
Would that
Ma,
be
yeah,
okay?
right, that'd be fun.
I know, I did that once before. I love New York. It's very exciting. Well, it's been so wonderful having all of these. I'm surrounded by talent tonight. And I guess it would be wonderful to be surrounded by talent every night. Because then I could practice. I could practice with Stan.
Thank you,
And
Kathy.
of course with Steve. And then you two, we could sing duets, we could sing triets, whatever, quartets, something like that. So when you're in New York,
That's
I want to.
great, Kathy. Thank you.
Well, I think you're going to do another cruise eventually.
Oh,
you
yes,
think?
we
Of
love
course.
doing
Oh, we're
it.
doing
We've
them
had
all the time.
we
but right
months-
now we're busy with the grant.
I know you have no time for cruises,
You
right?
we
asked,
got to do it.
you asked once about a funny story. At the time, there were still music directors. Now they just have cruise directors
That's
on most of
right.
the ships. They've
I
gotten
know
away
well.
from the music directors. But the time, I think it was on the Princess, and the music director had traveled the world around. And he was called in only when there were really problems, you know, like with the bands or whatever. He was a fix-it guy.
Yeah.
But a fix-it guy, he hated to travel. So we went all the way from Florida up to, I think it was St. Petersburg.
Yes,
He never
St.
got off
Petersburg.
the ship.
Oh,
He
No, he
just
never got
stayed,
off.
and stayed on travel. He traveled all his life. And of course, we were just starting on the cruise ship performing and this
and
and
you
that. We
loved every
it.
moment. Well, you know, I've done some cruises and I love it.
Right.
I would never do a cruise as a passenger, I don't think, because everybody I know, you know, talks about the food and that's it. And I loved it when I was on the ship to China. Went all the way from Hong Kong all the way up the South China Sea and Kobe, Japan. And it's changed a lot now too. That's one reason. I always had my own cabin.
Yeah.
And I was always, you know, was featured for a short, you know, performance, and that was it usually. But anyway, the ships have changed quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
3,000
Oh, yeah.
people. I never traveled on a ship that didn't have more than 300.
Oh, real? Oh, no.
350 maybe, 400. I think one of them was
Very different.
more than that.
very
But I mean, it's
different now.
very different. I know that.
The
yeah.
theaters are fabulous too on the cruise
Yes.
ships. You know,
Oh,
they're
state of the
big
art.
ships.
I've
they're-
heard.
Yeah,
They're
they're
state of the art,
fabulous.
and
Yeah.
you know, and I've heard there's a lot of lip syncing. As long as
There
there's
is
no
now
sinking
for
in the water.
on
but-
for the group shows. You know, the big
Yes, I
the
know
big
that. That's
productions.
true.
Sad.
It is. It's sad but true. Many performers have to lip sync, but you two do not lip sync.
No.
Well, you're
Maybe we should have. You know.
I always thought it'd be fun to stand behind you and sing a song, and you just move your lips, you know, and do that sometimes, Dan.
That would
It
work.
was great having you both on the show. I really
Thank you again.
thank you for coming all the way from Tipperary to be on the show. Actually, you're going to a gig, Steve, right
I am.
after this, right? And Stan, I guess I won't see you on June 9th because you have a gig, but I asked Steve if he could sit in if he's not working that night. On June 9th, I'll be back at the Legion. I'll be doing
Oh, that's
Legion
great.
with Shota Osabi, a big,
Yeah, I know.
a wonderful musician.
And they
right?
sent out an email. You're going to have a
Great.
good turnout, I'm sure.
Fantastic. And thank you to Merle and Larry before they go
Thank
back
you for
east
having us.
again. And don't forget, all these CDs are available. Yours is too.
iTunes,
iTunes,
our
CD Baby.
website,
Yes, your website, merleandlarry.com.
and CD. Yeah, CD
Okay.
Baby.
CD Baby. And so everybody out there, spend your money on music. Don't spend your money on anything else. But you know what's happening? I just realized a lot of people are downloading songs. They're not buying CDs anymore. However, there are still some of us that buy CDs. And then you can download them to your computer.
Plus, you get all the pictures and the writings
See,
inside.
that's what I love too. That's like the old albums.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Oh,
not
yeah.
quite, it's different, but I know mine is like that too. You can see a collage of what I looked like before and after.
It was
And
created
there's
by
no after,
Talking House
actually. It's just-
Productions, and they did a great job.
You know, they did a great job of catching you and those whoever set it up.
His name was Peter.
Clever.
Peter K.
Cracky.
Or something like that, and he was the chief engineer at Talking House. It was a wonderful studio to work at.
Well, this
Very-
was great. Thank you so much for, goodbye everybody out there, and I hope to see you no, I won't see you next month of July. I'm going to June. I'm going to Mexico, but I'll see everybody in July. In July, when I have some other stars, great stars. If you want to be on the show, be sure to
Girl
get-
went back to Napoli because she missed the scenery, the native dances and the charming songs. But wait a minute, something's wrong.